Hey everybody, thanks for joining me for another episode of Turtle Talk Tuesday. This week's episode is kind of an unplanned one. There is a topic that I'm really excited about doing for a Turtle Talk video. It's just that I'm waiting on some things to arrive. So hopefully the items that I'm waiting for arrive in the next few days, and then I can record the episode about the topic that I've had in mind for quite a while. So today's episode probably be a little shorter, but hey, that's fine. But I definitely wanted to post something turtle related for this Tuesday's video. So what I found this week was more storage shell turtles. So a different Target than I usually go to. And they had all the storage shell turtles, and it's funny because I was actually in the aisle. There was already a father and a son in the aisle, and they were going to get Raphael, and then the father talked the son into getting Michelangelo instead. So they had one Raphael, one Michelangelo, two Leonardos, and one Donatello. So what I did is I got a Raphael because why not, right? So Raphael's my favorite turtle. I very often buy stuff that's Raphael that I really don't need, because if you watch the previous episodes, you know that I already got all 4 storage shell turtles and they're on perfect cards. But I do have this guy, and I'm going to rip this one open. So we're going to take a look at the new re-release of Storage Shell Raphael, and then we're going to compare it to the original Storage Shell Raphael. So you've already seen this figure, you've already seen the back. We're going to rip into it. This kind of breaks my heart doing this, but I've got another one right there on the wall, so it's okay. It's all right. But it is still a little painful. All right, so the accessories, some of them are taped in, some of them are tied in, some of them are loose. So that's good to know. That's a piece of new information there. So his axe is loose, and his Morning Star mace thing with, I guess it's a piranha fish or something on there. So those two were loose in the package. The sides are kind of tied in and taped in, but it looks like you can just slide them right out. So this is like super kind of flexible and probably can get pretty bent and warped pretty easily. Alright, and the pizza disc is taped in but pretty easy to get out. That's pretty nice, actually. The sticker looks really good. We'll compare it to the original one. Let me get the other side out of here, the boomerang out of here, and then I don't have any scissors with me, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get the stars out. Well, maybe. Yep, I was able to rip that tab off. So the stars are tabbed in with a plastic tab, but it's easy enough to get them out. So there we go. All of the accessories are out. And then Raphael is also tabbed in here with some of these plastic tabs. Let's see if I can get them out without scissors, because I don't have any scissors with me. I didn't realize that these guys were tabbed in, or I would have grabbed some scissors. But I think I can probably just force them out of here. There we go. Get this plastic tab off. So for those of you who are planning on getting these and opening them, now you know how sort of kind of complicated it is. So, alright, I already see he's got like a paint mark on his teeth that I didn't notice before. Let's see if I can maybe scratch that off. Yep, I got it off. Alright, good. So he had some red paint on the very front of his very white teeth, and I was able to scratch most of it off here. There's a little tiny bit, but it's not as bad as it was. So there he is. He is really cool. He feels pretty good. He doesn't, feel cheap or anything. Here is my original. So you can see that the green is definitely a little different. So is the red. His red looks a little bit more darker red, and this is like a lighter kind of red. The plastic absolutely feels different. I mean, you can really, really feel the difference here in these figures. Again, the green is definitely a very different shade of green, but even the feel of them, and this guy still has a little bit of that kind of stickiness. It's not really that bad, but definitely you can feel it in this one. This one doesn't have any of that kind of stickiness. But it feels cool. It feels like a fun, like sturdy kind of toy. Let's see how the storage shell part works. Yep. So it's not too loose, not too tight. He still has the peg in there for the stars, so you can put the stars on there. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I'm really curious about how different the accessories are in terms of like how they feel. So let me get the original Morning Star out of his hand and compare with the new one. Yep, so definitely a different shade of kind of brownish tan. The sculpt looks to be identical, which makes sense. Yeah, and the feel of them is definitely different. The new weapons are much more flexible, pliable, you can bend it real easy. This one doesn't hardly bend at all. So the older accessories, or like the original vintage toy accessories, they're much, harder plastic for sure. So the color is a little different, and the feel of them is definitely different. So here are the two axes. Again, same sculpt, different color, and definitely a different feel to the plastic. This is way more bendable. This one is way harder. So that's interesting. I'm going to assume it's kind of the same story for the size. Yep, so these are definitely darker and sturdier. These size that came with the new figure are way bendy, very easy to get warped. And then inside of the storage shell figure, I have the other accessories. So let me get these out of here. The stars I have pegged in there, so I'm going to leave those in. And yeah, even the feel of the shell this just feels a little tighter, a little heavier, the original one, which I guess makes sense. So yeah, the boomerangs, same deal. This is harder and darker than the new release. And the pizzas are different. I'm pretty sure I have the right one. So this should be the pizza that came with the original one, but this is what comes with the new one. So maybe they purposely did different pizzas, or maybe just different releases had different pizzas. So that's cool. We have just very different, pizza effects. And here are our two storage shell Raphael figures. Very fun. So, yeah, that will do it for today's Turtle Talk video. Certainly a short Raphael focused video, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of these new storage shell turtles, or just the new re-releases in general. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to like and subscribe, and have a great Turtle Tuesday.